1,000 riders have supported Uber India's online petition against Maharashtra government's draft rules for the regulation of taxi-hailing companies, and now Uber has submitted those petitions to the Maharashtra Transport Commissioner. Farah Bukwala Bora now joins in with all those exclusive details. So Farah, clearly Uber stands vindicated, as far as their concerns with respect to the draft rules that the Maharashtra government had issued.
Well, I suppose, Ronaja, it's a bit early to say that because we don't yet know whether the Maharashtra government is going to accept that. However, what we do know that they have seen massive support with nearly 113,000 riders, in fact, rallying behind them, pledging support to them. And in fact, we accessed on an exclusive basis the submission that Uber India has made to the Maharashtra government today, which lays down the objections that Uber has against the Maharashtra City Taxi Rules 2016, the new rules that could become enforceable on ride-sharing companies like them. And therefore, Uber India wants that some of these proposals should either be modified or should be completely deleted. The one rule that they want completely deleted is the one that mandates that at least 50% of Uber India's fleet, should be that of cars with 1.4-litre engine capacity or above. They say that out of the 75,000 drivers that they currently have in Maharashtra, nearly 70,000 could be rendered ineligible to ply if this is the case, because only 14% of all cars on ride-sharing platforms are, in fact, cars with an engine capacity of 1.4-litre and above. And therefore, to get to that 50% numbers, new drivers who register would have to buy more expensive cars, which in turn would hike up prices, or a large bulk of their drivers who currently have a lower engine capacity car would have to upgrade. The other issue that they have is with the fresh permit fees, which have been hiked up to 2.6 lakh rupees, and they say this is very steep, so they want a reduction in permit fees. The third thing from the submission that we learn is that they are arguing against the strike on diesel. So they say that nearly 75% of all cars being used by ride-sharing platforms are in fact diesel cars, and to get them to convert to CNG, which is considered to be a clean fuel under the proposed rules, would entail a cost of 2 lakh rupees, and this cannot be readily done within city limits. So they want the government to at least give ride-sharing platforms enough time to phase these out in a phased manner. The other point of contention, which is also equally big, is that they feel that they are being wrongly targeted on the issue of surge pricing. They believe that the proposed rule, which seeks to put about a lower price cap as well as a higher price cap, should not be there. That surge pricing or trying to control surge pricing is in fact antithetical to the principles of dynamic pricing, and they feel that this is in fact unfair, so they do not want these caps. In fact, earlier today, I spoke to Mr. Shailesh Savlani, the general manager for Uber's Western region, and here are some of the comments that he made to us. Listen in.
We need to probably work towards is a way for the to have less burdensome regulations for everyone, and for the other services and for the incumbents, rather than try to impose regulations that probably are not going to be in favor and in support of progress. And again, the truth there being that there's very few, like single percentage trips in a given week in a city that are actually on a dynamic price. Rest of them are an overwhelming 90% plus of trips are actually happening at the base price. So why try to have, or why overstate the need for a higher cap when the impact is actually so low? Yes, the perceived impact in terms of, absolutely. So it's in the, if you look at 6 to 7% of trips that are likely to be happening on a dynamic multiple.